So my favorite topic of conversation in a social setting is talking about anything I'm interested in. Whether it be cake decorating, quilting, sewing, origami, anything like that. I love talking about it because you can trade ideas, you can talk about how much time you spent on a project, and how it made you feel. I love talking about things like that. I also love talking about movies, like plots, characters, different genres of movies, because I'm a big moviegoer, so I love talking about movies. Those are some of the favorite things I like to talk about in a social setting. Now, going on about different recipes, I usually get my recipes from my family and also from the internet. Whenever I get a recipe, I like to try it out first, and if it isn't quite right, I like to adjust different ingredients until I get the perfect recipe. I also like trying different frostings, say with cakes, or try different glazes with different recipes to just try different things. And I like adding things and sometimes taking things out to the recipes to get the perfect recipe. For my skill level in cake decorating, I would consider myself to be semi-expert because I'm still learning a lot. I definitely would not claim myself to be an expert at cake decorating. While I am pretty good at it, I definitely have tons to learn, and so yeah, I would consider myself to be semi-expert. As for decorating under time constraints, I would say I'm pretty good at that. I like to say my 5-minute cake that I made was pretty good, so I can work pretty fast under pressure. For example, I worked at an ice cream factory, so you kind of have to work fast under pressure to make sure the whole machine doesn't break down. So I'm used to working very fast at things. While I've never had to decorate a cake extremely fast, besides the 5-minute cake that I did, I'm pretty confident that I would be able to produce a beautiful cake within a certain time limit. For my construction and technical abilities, I would say my engineering and woodworking background definitely is a plus because I understand the structural stability of cake using my engineering skills. So I would say I'm pretty good at that. Like the picture I showed you earlier of my 8-tiered cake, there was a lot of construction in that cake to make sure it was pretty stable, so I had to add a lot of internal support and place the different tiers in a certain manner so the whole cake just didn't fall over. So I would say my structural and technical abilities in producing these cakes is really good. Let's see. What is my opinion of a great cake decorator? I would say a great cake decorator is someone who is willing to say they're not the best, because you need to be able to learn from your mistakes and not keep producing the same mistakes over and over and over. So I would say a really great cake decorator is able to improve upon their last design and make a great cake. Also, like something that really bothers me is like say if you go to the grocery store and you get a cake and the frosting's like this and the cake's like this. That's also something I have a pet peeve about is cake decorators who think they can just slap some frosting onto a cake and, like, I don't know, add a little bit of a swirl border and call that cake decorating. In my opinion, they didn't put a lot of time and effort and passion into making that cake, and that just seems foreign to me, because I put a lot of passion into my cakes. So when someone just slaps some frosting on a cake and hands it to someone and say, here's charge $50 for some frosting on a cake, that really is a pet peeve of mine. So I don't like people who don't put passion into their cake decorating, and people who don't listen and learn from their mistakes while decorating cakes. So how would I handle a quick fire or a challenge? I would say I'm pretty good at that, because I can think on my feet really fast and come up with a really great design. I'm a great listener, so if there was a client that I had to make a cake for and design it right away, I'd be able to listen to what they're interested in, ask the right questions, and make a cake really fast. And I do believe I would be able to make a 5-tiered cake within an hour, because I can decorate cakes really fast, and be able to listen and use my creativity to create the cake. What kind of role do I generally play in groups? I would say I definitely play the leadership role. I've learned in the past, for all the groups I've done for engineering, is I like to take the leadership role, because I know what needs to be done, and I know how to get it done, and within the most efficient manner. So definitely I would take the leadership role. And am I competitive? Definitely I would say I'm competitive. For example, if I see another group making something similar to mine, I tend to try to outshine that other group. Or if someone's making a similar cake design, I'm always trying to amp up what I'm doing to kind of jump over the top of what they're doing. So definitely say I'm competitive in that manner, that I try to outbest everyone else. I may not have more decorating skills than them, but I will definitely put my all into to outshining whatever competitor I'm against. And if I'm up against other contestants, I would definitely say I will fight for whatever prize or competition that we're going for, because I always try to do my best. I may not always succeed, but I definitely try to do the best in whatever I do. So if I'm up against other contestants, I will give it my all, and definitely be really competitive against them. And how far will I go? I will go all the way to make sure that my cake or whatever I'm doing is known. Whether it be to make a cake that has fireworks coming out of it, or to glow in the dark, or whatever, I will try to just outshine everyone. So I will go as far as possible. If I need to climb 1,000 stairs to deliver a cake, I will climb 1,000 stairs to deliver a cake. I will do whatever, because cake decorating is my passion, and I will let it be known. Let's see. How do I handle stressful situations? I would say I handle stressful situations pretty well. For example, a couple of years back, when I was in school, well, I guess I'm still in school, but previous semesters, it was really stressful for me, because I was just getting into my hardcore engineering classes, and I just really wasn't understanding anything that I was learning. Kept having homework come after me, all these group works, and having to work at the same time, so I had so much going on that it was really hard for my brain to handle. So one thing I learned when I'm in a stressful situation is to relax. Just step back, take a couple of seconds, and breathe, and then go at it again. Because when I was really stressed at that point in my life, nothing seemed like it would get better. So I finally just stepped back, reflected on what I did, and decided to change and change the situation I was in and just make it better. So from that experience, I learned a lot, and how I handled that stressful situation in particular was I decided to change my career goals. So instead of being a materials engineer, which is what I was going for, I decided to switch to civil engineering because it was more towards my skill set and a little bit less stressful when I was taking all the classes. So that's how I handled that stressful situation, and I would definitely apply what I learned to whatever stressful situation that would come upon me. And what does